I've got a feeling I'm gonna get a bit tipsy tonight, so yeah. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Please join me for the last video for 2020. In this video we will be tasting everything that we made on the channel throughout the year. But first, before we get to that, I just want to thank each and every one of you out there for making my 2020 one of the best years so far. For me personally, I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel, and finally this year I got to do it. Thank you very much to everybody out there for liking, commenting, subscribing, watching my videos, sending suggestions, sending emails. It has been a pleasure communicating and talking to everybody, and I am looking forward to 2021. Now, on to the video. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through, hopefully chronologically, of everything that we did on the channel, giving it a quick taste, and just giving a little bit of feedback. Let's first start off with the very first distilling video we uploaded on the channel, and that was the Birdwatchers vodka. So if you do not know what the Birdwatchers vodka is, I'll link a video up on this side here. I'll link as many as I can, but I will also put all the links to the videos in the description down below. So if you want to go back and rewatch any of these videos, or any of these videos are new to you, head down into the description and you can go have a look at it. Bear with me as we see out this year by tasting all of these bottles on the table. Now, first up, the Birdwatchers. Now, the Birdwatchers we used to make a gin as well, but unfortunately we have none of the gin left over. But we do have some of the Grenadella vodka we also made from it. We have a slight tomatoey, I don't know if it's because I know it's tomato paste that the tomato flavor comes in the background there, but it is very sweet on the nose with a strong Grenadella hit. So let's give it a quick taste. A little bit of that sweet trademark Birdwatchers sweetness, and it finishes with the Grenadella. So the tomato is purely on the nose. Next up on the channel we did a gin. Unfortunately we don't have the gin on the table. Yeah, what can I say? We enjoyed the gin. So we have a tiny little bit of the lemon brandy, of the Sirlemun Mampur that we did on the channel. That was our first brandy we did. So the lemon brandy has a nice and sweet citrus kick to it, almost lemon candy like. Definitely need to make some more of this. Next up, the rum. Okay, so in smelling this rum here, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and leave it for last, because this has some pretty strong flavors. That rum taste tends to linger in your mouth for a very long time. Next up we have our first Brandewyn we did on the channel. Now this Brandewyn was made with raisins, and it was aged on Carrier as well as oak. On the nose, dried fruit, hint of raisin, very sweet finish, almost candy sweetness. Nice. So next up what we have is the all faints run we did on the channel, and we ended up with a lot of high proof ABV vodka, for a lack of a better term. It's still pretty high. In the jar as it is now is at 92%. Now because it's 92%, I will be proofing it down. There's a slight citrusy smell to it, and taste wise, the moment it hits your tongue, get a little bit of sweetness, and then it just disappears, exactly like a vodka should be. But one of the interesting things we made with it was a Tippy tinto. If you're from South Africa and you've ever been to Mozambique, you will have seen a brand called Tippy tinto. Now this is not exactly like a Tippy tinto, but it is the rough recipe for Tippy tinto. We did age the Tippy tinto on a tiny bit of Korea. Nice and caramel smelling. So a lot of caramel, ending in that trademark Korea woody note. Next up we have the cognac we did on the channel. Now if you can remember the cognac we made using the bootlegger's yeast, we ended up charring the chips over a gas burner in a foil packet, imparting a ton of smoky flavor into it. So here we have it, a beautiful oaky, yellowy herb, amber. Yeah, so many shots. Okay, so the smoke is still there. It has now gone from the original, if I can remember, trying to remember the original flavor, and smoky, like a newly lit campfire, a match. Now it has turned into that smell your clothes have after you had a dry. Okay, so it has a very strong alcohol or ethanol hit when you taste it. I think that is because the main wash for this is a sugar head. So you get that vodka hit, and then you get that almost smoked bacon. Way too smoky for my preference. The oak did push it down a bit, but not enough yet. Now let's quickly cleanse the palates, and then we move on to our very first extremely strange experiment on the channel, Milo's condensed milk rum. Now if I can remember correctly with this rum, when we took it off the still, it had a strange burnt sugar, almost condensed milky flavor. What we did then is we aged it. So this was aged on oak, once again, American white oak, toasted American white oak, and charred. Ooh, spillage. Dit ruikt nou lekker. On the nose, that caramel, slight hint of rum in the background now, which we didn't pick up when we finished distilling this. Nice subtle rum flavors coming through at the end with your tongue. Let's move on to the next crazy experiment, and that was our Coca-cola. So we added Coca-cola into a fermentation bucket, distilled it, aged it, and we ended up with this bottle I have in front of me. On the nose, like I said, it has a strong hit of ginger, fresh ginger. Don't know where it came from, but it gave it an awesome flavor. Now something that I was extremely excited about trying on the channel. It was probably one of the messiest all grain washes I've ever done, and that was our Not a Bourbon. We aged it on American white oak, finished it with Korea, and the flavor of it was amazing from what I can recall. Smell on the nose, corn, sweet, little bit of black cherry, and that malty wheat sweetness. It just smells awesome. Now this was a beautiful drink. I enjoyed a couple of glasses on the odd occasion. On the nose, on the taste, it starts off with this beautiful grassy, almost hay-like sweetness when you put a straw of hay in your mouth. Then it goes into that corn sweetness, and it ends up with that nice oaky tannic bitterness. Just a beautiful all grain, not a bourbon. Oh, this was good. Now let's move on to the next one, and this was another suggestion sent in by one of our subscribers, and it was the aromatic bitters. Now we ended up not using any cinchona bark in this, just a whole bunch of herbs. Once again, if you want to watch the video, link. you know the drill by now. So for this, once again, I am scared that I'm going to blast my palate, so I'm just going to do a small drop on the back of my hand to get maximum flavor. So just a tiny dab, more than enough to get that flavor across. Now when we made this, we used some orange peel, fresh, as well as some dried orange peel, and both of those flavors immediately hit my tongue. It goes into that clove, star anise, licorice flavors, and then it once again ends with that citrus, cardamom citrus sweetness coming through. Thank you for sticking around this far. We're almost finished, only 3 to go. If you enjoyed the video thus far, or you enjoyed watching the content this far and you haven't subscribed, remember to hit that subscribe button down in the corner and ring that little bell icon to be notified immediately of all the new stuff we're going to be doing on the channel come 2021. So yeah, let's carry on to the next one. The next one we did was the jam brandy. Now each of these was aged on 3 different kinds of wood. Let's give the first one a try. This was cherry aged apricot brandy. Now with this cherry wood, immediately it has a very wood astringent nose to it. So yeah, on the taste, very astringent wood flavor to it. Slight bit of sweetness, but very bitter. Yeah, still a good brandy. Tastes very nice with a little bit of ice and coke. Let's clean my palate. Almost drank this again. Okay, so I drank that again, so I need to clean my palate again. So now we are tasting the Korea. Remember, all of them had the same amount of wood, meaning the same wood in weight. On the nose you get the cooked apricot smell, so let's quickly give it a taste. Yeah, good. Like I remember, super sweet, slight bit of that woody note, bitterness coming in, ends with just super sweet, trademark Korea wood sweetness. Now for the oak. So everybody that I had taste this, and remember I had 2 bottles of each. Everybody had taste this. So everybody had. Now, focus. Everybody I had taste the apricot brandy after I finished aging it agreed on one thing, that the one that tasted the closest to what they know as brandy here in South Africa, we call it Brandewyn, was the oak aged. So yeah, it is oak barrels that our brandy in South Africa get aged in. So no wonder the flavors of the oak was the most recognizable in the flavor profile for brandy. Even though everybody liked the Korea more than they liked the oak. Yeah, who would have guessed? But this bad boy, closest in color and closest in taste for a normal South African brand. That's a weird combination of flavors that comes up when you burp. It's almost like a faint run. On the smell, sweet, almost fruit juice, sweet. On the nose, closest to brandy, has a sweet flavor, finished with a nice fruitiness, like dried fruit. Now we quickly get to the shooter portion of the video, and that is our cloudy distillate video. So the first one was the lime sparkles. So on the nose, fresh, citrus hit on the verge of becoming bitter. Beautiful, sweet, citrus. This will make a fantastic mixer in a cocktail or a beautiful shooter. Next up is the Cinnamon Mampur with the Super C flavor. Now Super C is a vitamin C tablet mabobi mathingi. Here in South Africa, picture will be floating around here somewhere. Sweet, lemon, awesome. Last but not least, for our Cinnamon Mampur with our flavoring agents, we have the lemon sparkle. Slightly more of a lemon flavor than the lime, slightly sweeter than the lime as well. The last recipe we did on the channel is our all grain whiskey. This whiskey was probably one of the best white dogs I have made to date. Even my wife, who is not a keen whiskey drinker, enjoyed the white dog. If you can remember from the videos, we did age it on 3 different kinds of wood. We all blended it all back together, and this is the final product. So let's give it a taste. I think my goal for not getting plastered on the video might just be not working. Now if you have managed to stick around all the way up to here, what do you guys think of next year we do this a live event? On the nose, slight rubbery, plasticky smell, but I think relatively new. It hasn't sat as long as the other ones, so that phenolic note can get out. I love that malt sweet funk that it has. Beautiful grain finish. Yeah, still one of the best whiskies I have made to date. Time for me to taste the rum. Rum has a very unique, very strong flavor to it. On the nose, rum, unmistakable rum. That molasses, caramel, funky banana, just all the rum flavors that you want. Yep, that's trademark rum. I don't know if it's because I tasted so many other things before I went back to the rum. The flavors are actually nice and subtle and subdued when I taste it, but on the nose, strong punch in the nose. As this video comes to an end, I just want to thank each and everyone who left a comment, subscribed, liked, sent an email, whatever, that made my personal dream come true. Just want to once again say thank you very much to every single one of you. May you have a super festive season as it ends, and a fantastic end to 2020 and a brilliant 2021. And yes, looking forward to spending quality screen time with each and every one of you in the new year coming. Cheers everyone. Have a lacquer day.